Oh my god. All right, that's a little bit better.
You get over there?
Yeah, I'm all right. Hold on. Sorry. But yeah, dude. So I'm looking for that scene. I can't find it. It is.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a good excuse to rewatch all of Viva La Bam.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna have to get back into it.
It's been a while for me too. So
I wish they would really. I mean, I know why, because the quality just simply is like not really transferable, really. But I wish they would like do like a remastered Blu-ray set,
like an HD update.
Because like you look up like clips on YouTube and
it's
shit,
like 480p. And,
if you're lucky, if you're lucky, dude, it's crazy. But
early like 2000, what was it, 4-5 days?
Yeah, around there,
just about.
Mm-hmm. Man, I've also been on this Tony Hawk video fix recently because he's old and it's so weird to see him, you know. But
he's like what, 50?
Over 50 now. Do you know who's also over 50?
A lot of people.
Lucy Liu.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Think about that. Will Smith. Wait, you know. All right, man. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Sega City Kids podcast, episode number 102.
Damn, you kind of stole my thing today. All right.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. 102.
102.
There you go. My bad. It's yeah, man. I think that eventually the days are going to come when we just stop numbering these things. But that's down the line. I stopped dating them. That's something I did like maybe 20 episodes back. I don't know. I just thought it looks cleaner.
Okay. Me. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're back, and it is a cold, snowy, and I haven't finished it yet, day on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. How you feeling about the weather, Gabe?
I got like a love-hate relationship with snow.
Mm-hmm.
I like the look of it. I like the feel of it.
You like stick your dick in it?
No, I mean, I like, I kind of like treading through snow as long as it's not super deep. I like that little crunch.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's soothing.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I agree with you.
And then, like, I like when it snows, like yesterday, because it gives me a reason to get out of bed and go outside, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up, you're like, man, I don't feel like doing shit. But
Definitely.
if you go in with that mentality, like, I got to snow, you know, get a little workout in.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But I also hate it because I got to drive.
Yeah, for sure. So yesterday, because Elisana has never walked in the snow, ever. Okay. So yesterday, it was snowing.
First real winter was yesterday.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Because like I said, obviously, she's been born and she's gone through technically her second winter, but she wasn't exposed to it. We'd run her straight to the car, then we'd run her straight back, and she wouldn't spend very much time outside. So yesterday, as I was shoveling the first round, just enough so the mailman can get through, we let her like walk around as I was shoveling, and she was like the cutest little thing, looked like a pink marshmallow, waddling back and forth, kept on falling. It was cute.
Good stuff, man.
And we tried to bring her out and bring her back inside. She wasn't having it.
No, she wanted to stay out.
She wanted to stay out. I don't know. She likes the snow.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. Do your dogs like the snow?
Robin does. Sergio absolutely hates it. He'll stay in the same spot the whole entire time until you let him back in.
That's funny. Both my dogs love the snow.
Sergio will take 2 steps to the side to pee and then slide right back to where he was and sit and wait for the doors to open.
Copy. Yeah, my dogs love. My dogs are kind of smaller dogs,
mm-hmm.
but they love plowing through like the really high snow. Like my Shiba,
yeah,
she looks like a fox, like the way like she like
mm-hmm.
jumps over it like a dolphin almost.
Yeah.
She loves doing that shit.
Which one's the other dog? I forgot.
Merlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an American Shepherd.
Shepherd, okay.
They're like a small Aussie.
Okay.
He looks like a bear because he doesn't have a tail.
Oh.
He's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. He gets like clumps of fucking snow stuck to his fur and shit.
Interesting.
Like medium hair.
All right. So, how was your week, buddy?
My week, it was good, man. Had a pretty weird, interesting night last night. It was kind of late already, but we were like, come on, let's go out and do something. So we were like, let's go to a hookah bar, right?
Sure.
And so in the middle of the snow, because I picked back up during the night,
yeah, I
pick up my friend, and I got stuck in his driveway because it lives in like an apartment complex. And I was like, bro, you told me to pull in here, now you got to push me, you know? So he hops up, pushes me up, do a little Yui, and I was like, all right, hop in, let's go. And we meet up our other buddy in the Tinley area, and we go in. And the guy's like, let me see your IDs. And I was like, all right, yeah, we're all like 22, 23, right?
Fair.
No big issue. The one buddy who helped push my car forgot his wallet. And the guy was like, no ID, you can't smoke. So we go all the way back to his place, pick up his wallet, and then we go to a closer hookah bar. It was like right around the corner from his place, right? Lo and behold, only us. We walk in. No issue. We get seated, and it's like a full-blown like Arabic concert going on in the background. And the initial plan was like, let's just go hang out somewhere quiet and relax and, have a smoke. Full-blown fucking concert, like 10 feet away. And we're like, only us. Only us. And we ended the night going to El Faro and just calling it. I don't know, man. Something about going to El Faro late at night. It was really good last night.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not a big proponent of it because, there's other places in the area. But something last night, man, hit the spot.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, only fucking us.
Yeah, that's funny. Where'd you guys go? Where'd you guys go originally?
For the hookah bar?
Yeah.
We went to Dwan. It's over in like the Orland Park area.
Okay.
And we ended up going to this place called El Keef. And that place was bumping, bro. A bunch of like older like Arabic gentlemen just.
I mean, I know you said that you were, you wanted to go to a place quiet, but how did it end up being? Like in the end, the hookah bar.
It was a nice experience.
Yeah.
We kind of joked about it, like fuck, like we were joking like only us, right?
Yeah.
Because this shit would only happen to us. But it was a fun experience. The music was pretty good. Obviously, they didn't understand any of it, but like coming from a pseudo musician standpoint, I'm not about to call myself a full-blown musician. It was a lot of like interesting rhythms and beats, and I quite enjoyed the experience.
If you've played music at any point in your life, you're a musician, whether you are currently one or not.
That's a fair statement.
That's how
I think it was a very cool experience, and it's something that maybe I wouldn't pay for, but if it was like a thing, relatively free, maybe I'd hop back in on it.
Close free-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, my week consisted of getting better at my new role. I have but I have a very fast cadence. I talk very fast especially when I get going.
Like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, a little bit. I start to, I talk really fast. So my first class, I took like 3.5 hours of content and did it in 2.
Nice.
Because I'm just flying through the shit. Because I don't slow down when I talk. When I was the facilitator at UPS, I got to that point where I started to do that, where I was able to stretch out the content. But they threw me back on a dock when I got to FedEx, and I'm moving.
Yeah, so quick.
Yeah, I'm moving. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit better at slowing down my cadence when I speak. So yeah. But other than that, it was a straight week. No big deal.
So you got to slow down your Cadence Clearwater revival, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely. But like you said, the people who listen to the podcast on the regular know how I fly through words, and sometimes they combine and make new words. But it is what it is. All right, man. So
we had a big reveal on Thursday.
Big reveal.
We're gonna jump into gaming because we kind of decided we got a lot to talk about with this.
Yes, we do.
So I'm gonna cover the quick and dirty topic real quick. There's rumors of a GameCube Classic going around.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this?
I think they have exhausted this.
Yeah, I think the whole Classic thing is getting really old really quick. Sony did the PS Classic.
And it flopped.
It flopped hard as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so what people are doing with the PS Classic, it took all of a week to find out this little hack, whatever you want to call it, right? They insert a thumb drive because the controllers are USB.
Mm-hmm.
So they insert a thumb drive, and there's like a little boot trick, and then you could load whatever fucking games you want onto that thumb drive, and then you could play them on the PS Classic.
So it's like a ROM?
Yeah,
okay.
Essentially. And is it the emulator that the PS Classic is using? It's not even proprietary. It's like it's out there.
Really?
It's out there that you could get for free. It's not anything proprietary.
God.
So think about that. You could get this. It's called Armor Reloaded, I want to say. You could go out there and download it.
Oh
yourself.
My God.
You could run it on your laptop.
So essentially, you're
just paying for the box, and you're paying for the controllers. You're not even paying for a power cable. I want to like capitalize on that because you got to provide your own power cable. I think it's ridiculous.
Wow.
And so I think Sony did the quick and dirty thing, and it was a wrong move. 110% the wrong move.
So they don't even have like their own OS on top of it, like their own.
Well, it has the Sony OS, but it doesn't have the proprietary emulator that like Nintendo does. It's an emulator that you could literally look up right now and download in 5 minutes.
Oh wow, damn! I didn't know
and
that.
It's not like we extracted this from the console. It's like it's been around for a while.
Jesus
and
Christ.
it's not perfect. It has its issues, but also because that they use this emulator, it translated to the issues on the PS Classic. So that was a flop. I think.
Wow.
I think Nintendo treats its classic products a
little
lot
bit better. A little bit better, yeah.
But
for sure.
And granted, the GameCube does have a lot of quality games on it. It's just, come on, guys, we can't be cranking this out every year.
Well, my thing is, what would you include?
Some.
Sorry about that.
And yeah, man, it's just this mentality that like we have to crank this out because people want nostalgia. It's like, yeah, but we also want quality. And sometimes you get hit with that like that disappointment nostalgia where you revisit something and you're like, wow, this is kind of garbage.
For sure. Man, that's weird. I mean, like you said, I don't think it's necessarily something. If they did it every other year, even, I think that'd show a little bit more restraint. I think they saw that NES Classic did so well, and then it's like, oh, pump out.
Well, that thing was
NES.
sold out everywhere. I remember
Yep.
it was a bitch to get your hands on. But like,
Most definitely.
you go into GameStop now, they probably got like a dozen PS Classics.
Yeah,
just
you go
ready
to Target now, they have a whole bunch sitting on the
Yep.
bottom shelf now.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because, like you said, you couldn't get a hold of it. I know.
And they're like, because they're retailing for $100, bro. I seen them. I want to say I seen one on sale for like 60 at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And like, granted, that's a little bit more enticing. That's still a bit too much for me, man. I'd pay maybe like $30 for it if I like really wanted one. You know, which I'm sure you could find used online too at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean,
fuck that.
yeah, I don't know why they feel the need to constantly pumping these things out. I mean, again, like you said, cashing in on nostalgia. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But
Well, how long before we get like a PS2 classic? Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. No.
All right, so let's talk about the big one. Thursday, January 17th, we got a kind of big reveal from our boys at NetherRealm Studios. This is a game we've been hyping. I think we've kind of had a train of, like, we've talked about it every week up until the release, right? For like a month there or a little bit longer.
Yep.
So they had the reveal party in Los Angeles and in London.
Yep.
And we watched the live stream, and there was a lot of good stuff and some kind of stuff to take in and think about.
Okay.
I know you're probably on the whole 100% on board stuff.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of have some, I want to call them issues, just kind of concerns.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure will be addressed.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. What'd you think of the reveal?
So I think it's safe to say this is probably the greatest looking visually, graphically, the greatest fighting game of all time, right? So far, at least.
Yeah, my one thing with that statement, and I kind of looked back at it when you called me crazy. I think it's that one like deserty map.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks kind of just a little bit too cartoony on that particular map.
Is it just the lighting or something?
I think it's the way the lighting works on that map. Because I watched the courtyard one, and I was like, this is so weird. And
Those two things aren't the same to you?
definitely not the same, because the courtyard map looks like some good shit.
Yeah.
And the desert one, man, like, I think you're right on the lighting part. Overall, I think they removed that like kind of gritty filter from MKX.
Yeah, that dirt, like this.
I kind of like that a lot, actually. But it's a good step in the right direction. And you're right, it is a very good looking game. A lot of the close-ups look phenomenal, and the fatalities look nice and gory, which is what we want. So I kind of called it. Scarlett's back.
Yep.
She looks great.
She does.
I think she looks like
I don't like the
shawl. I like the short hair.
Yeah, the short. I don't really like the fucking hat that they have.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
The primary look for her, I don't really like that. But the
short hair looks great. Yeah, with like the robes and stuff.
Yeah, it's good looking stuff.
She's back, and they're focusing on like her like blood magic and stuff, which I think was a good call.
Very cool.
She deserves the spotlight. Along with that, we got usual Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Yep.
We got Baraka's back.
Yeah, that was a shock. I didn't.
I'll talk about that shortly, because it's going to pertain to the story.
Okay.
Some of my concerns with the story.
Okay.
Garrus, the new character.
Very
one of the new characters. Very cool.
Very interesting. Yeah.
We kind of talked about it. I think we both agreed on like Jax. But I think you said Jax Tremor, and I said Jax Ermac because he had some attack grabs from a distance. I think it's going to be probably a conglomeration of all those three if we're being realistic here. But his whole ordeal is the Sands of Time, and I think they played that very well. Because when you think time, I was thinking like Kronos from Smite.
Yeah.
He's going to have like some rewind stuff. But the Sands of Time thing, I was like, that is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And I really like the way he plays, looking at it, obviously. I think he's going to be a quality character.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think we all agree when it comes to those 3D era Mortal Kombat characters, a lot of them seem like half-baked, half-cooked kind of concepts. It's like,
to say the least.
Yeah, maybe we'll finish it the next game, and obviously, they weren't really into
and then they don't even make the cut.
Exactly. So I'm glad that, like you said, they kind of actually looks like it's a fully developed idea, that they're kind of going all in with the whole Sands of Time concept. He looked very cool. I liked his design.
He looked like he reminded me a bit of what's his face. There was another like darker skinned character in MK. It wasn't Jarek. No, it wasn't Jarek.
Jarek's not. Yeah.
Darius, maybe.
Darius.
Yeah, I think maybe like that.
Yeah.
The general kind of like outline of them.
Yeah.
I think they both had bald heads too.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just kind of reminiscent.
Yeah.
So
unless you pick the the 70s Afro-tastic.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into that.
But that was a rough one.
Yeah, it was rough. But anyway, so. Yeah, so And obviously with Sonya Blade, which Ronda Rousey confirmed to be voicing.
Yep.
Doesn't look like her, so I think that, that whole, like I said, I don't think they're going to be ripping off Ronda Rousey's head. They're not, okay? So, but it is her voice.
We'll leave Amanda Nunes for that one. But
yeah. That was fucked up, Gabe. But, she looked good. No, everybody looked fantastic to me, right? I have one minor little tiny nitpicky thing about Sub-Zero's design.
Yes. So you're a fan of classic Sub-Zero.
I am.
And you hate the Deception era and the Deadly Alliance, the Shredder looking Sub-Zero.
I like Deadly Alliance Sub-Zero. Old man Sub-Zero was the shit to me.
Okay.
I like that. But anything past that, I'm kind of not a big fan of. I don't like the little fucking frilly thing he has at the top of his head.
Well, good news for you.
Yeah.
The outfits are customizable.
Yeah. So the shader thing that they got going on, fucking looked badass. They had some cool looking shaders for like Scorpion and shit with the white and the orange and shit. Looked real good. Scorpion looks cool. Now, let's talk about what you got as far as issues. All right, let's talk about from the gameplay perspective. What are you seeing, and what do you think is the problem?
Okay, gameplay perspective. I think Parker pointed it out perfectly. The gameplay is slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. Running is no longer a big ordeal, which is fine to us, we're kind of casual players.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a little upper casual.
Yeah.
Right, because we put in some time.
Hardcore casual.
Yeah. That's a good word for it. Running's out, which is fine because you still got the dashes forward and backwards, but now it's a full commit because you're gonna have some frames where you're
fucked.
You're open.
Yeah.
It's punishable. And then they introduced short hops, which I think is an interesting concept.
Very cool. Yeah.
I can't really think of another game that has short hops.
I think Street Fighter does.
I think SNK does as well.
Maybe, yeah.
But cool kind of thing to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
My issues start coming in gameplay wise with the new meter system.
Okay.
And so how they divvied it up is that you get 2 attack meters and 2 defense meters.
Yep.
And you essentially get a full bar right at the start. And so I don't want to say my issues with the attack meter essentially, nor the defense meter, because that's going to substitute your breakers now. I think it's the way it was handled.
Yeah.
I think MKX had a very fine balance, and you had one resource pool. But now it's a matter of you got kind of 2 resources to manage, and you said it might add difficulty to the gameplay and stuff like that, which, I'm sure will be a thing. It'll be a strat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of don't like the way that's being handled at the moment.
Okay.
And my to kind of play off that, it's been confirmed that now when you want to EX something, it's unique input for each character. It's not
that's
going to be a pain in the ass.
Well, to be fair, Boone said that right now that is a placeholder right now.
That's up in the air.
Yeah, he said that's probably going to change. He said because I think that was a lot of the general concern. It was like, why the additional input? Like it doesn't
because in MKX, for those of you who haven't played it, it was if you want to EX move, you waste the meter, you waste 1 bar. And the move usually does a bounce or more damage,
Mm-hmm.
but you hold down to the lock button. That was universal. Mm-hmm. That was really nice because it's like, well, I got to EX it. And instead of learning 2 more or 3 more inputs that are unique, you just hit the button at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it was more of a timing concern than an input concern.
Definitely. Like you said, timing is the big word because you could fuck it up. You could not EX.
Oh,
something.
Yeah, like Leatherface. Some of his fucking EXs are
weird,
super out there.
They had who else had some really interesting ones? Katana had a few interesting ones.
Kenshi Kenjutsu had some interesting timing ones too. Yeah, so there's a handful out there.
And there's a learning curve with that, right? So that's why I don't really like the whole extra input for EXing or like meter burning because it's not really meter burning. I mean, I guess it is.
It just. But it's a thing that doesn't need to be there.
I agree. That's something I agree with.
It's something like you had a good system and it was pretty straightforward. Like we said, you just got to get timing down. That's going to vary from character to character.
Yeah.
Even from variation to variation in some instances, right? And it's like that's fine because if you're learning the character from scratch, that's something you got to pick up. You got to pick up on his timings and the character's ticks and everything like that. But why learn the extra input? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. That's something.
And it's kind of alleviating that you say that it's something that they'll address.
Yeah.
That's good because the last thing I wanted to do is learn like these crazy like Aaron Black Kung Lao input strings for basic combo, Like, those are ridiculous. Like Kung Lao and Aaron Black, I mean, you've played both of them. You know how it is.
Yeah, it's hard. So from that perspective, yes, the running is gone. I think they're focusing more on the footsie mid-range kind of game.
Yeah, absolutely. Footsies is going to be a big ordeal.
Yeah.
Back then it was like, well, in MKX it was 50-50 footsies combos.
Yeah.
I want to say it's going to be like 60-40, maybe even like
more
70-30.
Yeah.
Man.
I think the characters who who are designed to be up close characters are gonna be the ones that I think a lot of people gravitate towards because it's more of the classic Mortal Kombat feel. However, I don't disagree with the decision because I think it is important to forge a new identity.
It's important to know the dance.
Yeah, and that's what they're making that, and I'm glad. So the dash, like you said, the dashing, that's something that's interesting to me. The fact that it's extremely punishable now because it was literally a blink of an eye and a character.
Yeah, you
would
can't
be
dash
ready.
cancel anymore, man. And
Yeah,
that was kind of a big ordeal from
Yeah.
MK9 onward, right?
Yeah, definitely. And apparently, the feel from a lot of the people that I follow is that it feels more like 9 and less like X. So depending how you feel about that, I guess is what they're rolling with. But I do like some of the, as far as character gameplay, I like some of the design choices they made. Scorpion doesn't have anything that looks like
remote. Yeah, well, that was a big thing. They said that they were going to completely switch up Scorpion.
Yeah, he doesn't look anything like he
looks almost like a zoner almost.
Yeah,
He's definitely got some range punishability. Obviously, he still has the spear and has some. He's not a Vortex character, is what I'm trying to get at anymore. He's not your run him and gun him anymore.
Yes. Sub-Zero looks extremely offensive. I don't know if you got a chance to really see Sub-Zero footage.
Yeah, I saw a lot of his things, and he looks he looks like they took okay, here's what I imagine the Sub-Zero development process was like, right? It's like Ed Boon and like his staff in a meeting room, and they're playing MKX, and they boot up Cryomancer Sub-Zero, and everybody just does a line of coke, and they're like, we get it.
Yeah.
This is what we want. We need this, but faster.
Because historically, Sub-Zero is a more defensive-oriented character.
Scorpion was the offensive.
Yeah. And now
it's flip-flopping.
Yeah, the line is a little bit blurred with that. Or Sub-Zero wants to get in, and Scorpion's like, take a step that way. Yeah, it takes a step that way. So I'm amped because not so much in X, but in 9, my major complaint why I stopped maining Sub-Zero in 9 is because he was so slow. Oh my God, it was brutal to get combos with him. They look fucking fantastic. Once you got them going, they look good. But fuck, it was brutal. So I'm amped about that. So that looked cool.
Let's talk, continuing on the gameplay aspect, right? Mm-hmm. X-rays are no longer a thing, which is okay and not okay in a sense.
Okay.
Because they were replaced essentially by the same treatment called Fatal Blow. It's just conditional now.
Yeah.
So the condition is if you're getting mollywopped, you could use a Fatal Blow.
Yeah. What's your concerns about it?
I get it.
Uh-huh.
I get the idea that if I'm getting totally fucked up, let's give the loser kind of something like a comeback,
a fighting chance. Yeah,
I get it, but at the same time, I'm so conflicted on this. I really am because it's a mechanic that's very welcoming towards new players and noobs, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's almost like taking away from the good fighters, but not. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree with that if you got it every round, but you don't. You get it once
per match.
You get it once per match. Once you hit it, you get it once per match. If you whiff, you get a 5-second regen. You could do it, try to hit it again. By that time, you're probably dead.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know you get it once.
And then if once you hit it, you're done.
It's one and done.
You don't get one.
See, this is the only way I could really see this coming into being useful is if you had a terrible start.
Yeah,
like you missed the combo,
and
or
then you're
like
fucked,
you press something. And I get it, and I understand it, but it's this kind of mentality of I don't want to say us versus them because a bigger community is always better, but it's just this kind of it's like de-authenticating,
Mm-hmm.
And that's my concern with it. I get it, it's cool, and they want the whole visibility, the cinematic gore, and it looks great. And that's not my complaint. Yeah, because even the Sonya one.
Oh my God, it was so fucking good looking.
Yeah, right.
The crowd went nuts when that fucking shit went off.
But it's still this mentality that's like we're gonna toss you a bone. And coming from a series like Mortal Kombat, you don't get any bones. Mm-hmm. This is, even with an X-ray. Like if you landed your X-ray.
You're like, well, it was
it was a 5-second breather at best.
Yeah, if you landed your X-ray, the person who got hit with it was like, you just burned out your fucking meter.
Yeah,
stupid.
It was that, and it was this mentality of this guy's sweaty, he's nervous.
Yeah,
and, the only
panic
mode. Once I started learning MKX, it was like I used X-ray to finish off the guy, or finish off the round,
secure a round. Yeah,
it was like you lead into a combo, you just don't even do it,
Mm-hmm.
But it's. You feel me?
Yeah.
You kind of see what I'm getting at?
I definitely see that.
Because X-ray has drawbacks. This doesn't.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But I think from their perspective, I think a lot of this game is designed for the competitive kind of aspect. And I know that there's a lot of give or take with that, but I think they're looking at the competitive aspect of it. I think because I think it makes it more exciting. Oh, he has final blow. Is he going to use it? When is he not going to use it? It's another resource to manage, kind of a deal. And is it worth securing the round? Do you need the round or that type of thing?
Yeah, we'll see how the ranked scene is.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be crazy, bro.
What else did I have kind of concerns about?
I think
that covers most of it.
You didn't like the yellow bar.
I don't like the yellow bar.
Why do you only like the yellow bar?
I don't like it. You said the white was boring. I think the white worked well. And you said it's reminiscent of MK1. No, motherfucker. It was green, red with yellow text.
No, the text is what I was referring to. Because
the yellow bar looks, it looks too, and I know it's not Street Fighter, but it looks, same thing. I think it ties back to the cartoony aspect of it. This is a gritty, surreal, gory game. I don't need yellow. Or if you're going to do yellow, tone it down. Do like a mustard yellow. This is like too in your facey. It's like between that like Underoath, like that, like, you know, it's like in that vein. It really is. It really is. It's if you're going to do yellow, do like a Dijon or like a well, no, you feel me? You feel me? Do something toned down. This is too in your. This is like Borderlands yellow.
You know that I would agree with. Now the only thing I do have a problem is when the finish him and then like everything gets like yellow. That's a little weird. I mean,
you like the yellow.
Yeah, I like
right?
yellow.
Okay.
I have another minor nitpick about the fatalities.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm not gonna like not buy the game because of the yellow bar. It's just something I don't like.
I was looking at because Gabe was texting and I'm like
I don't like the yellow, and that's fine. All right, coming from a cosmetic standpoint, that's not gonna deter me.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But okay, and here's the other thing, right?
Okay.
Obviously, you have the health bars, obviously, right? And then you have the because the meter is split now, and you have that like L shape and that reverse L. That takes up a lot of the screen, and it makes a lot of the screen yellow. I know it's in the corner. But now you have this thing that looks like a frame of yellow.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And I think it's like because when you're looking down at these characters, can we talk about the camera? How it's so zoomed in this game, right?
The stage is a lot smaller. A lot smaller.
Yeah, it looks like you're right in their fucking faces.
Yeah.
But it's like this frame of yellow, and like looking through that, like I think it makes everything look brighter. And I think that's kind of
maybe that's what your beef with the bright map is.
I think that might definitely play a factor into it, but I still think a majority of it is the lighting. But so carry on. What were you gonna say in regards to your beef?
Oh, so I have one beef with the fatalities, right?
How it stops?
Yeah. I like it. It's like it's a very minor thing. It's a very Injustice-y pose kind of a deal, right? And I get that, but I kind of like watching the I don't want to say the end because obviously they're dead as fuck.
You like watching the blood pool, and you like hearing it drip.
Yeah. And while the character
satisfying.
While the character poses, so that's like a minor complaint.
The freeze frame sucks. I hate it.
With the crushing blow thing?
No, the fatality thing.
Oh, okay.
The fatality freeze frame sucks.
Oh, so at the end, yeah.
Unless you're gonna play the record stop and go, oh, you're probably wondering how I got here, and it's not gonna be something I enjoy.
Okay, I mean it's fair enough.
Like that.
But let's talk about the fatalities overall, how they look.
So okay, and they picked these very carefully.
Yeah,
you could tell that the fatalities that we've seen are very good. They're very gory and they're pretty fucking brutal. Even like Sub-Zero, who's known to have relatively tame in the later games, right? Because in the early games, it's basically iconic.
The Sub-Zero fatalities in the later games basically became a variation of the spine rip.
Yeah,
everything was a variation of the spine rip,
and one of them still is. But
dude, that
was brutal.
That thing is fucking crazy.
Where he makes a clone of himself with a spear. He tosses you on it.
And then you're upside down, and then he fucking
rips your spine out.
He guts you like a goddamn fish, and then takes your fucking head and spikes it on the fucking spear on the other.
I actually like the other one just a tad bit better, where he freezes you in the ice block
and then he chops your head off.
Executioner style. So
cool.
I'm not gonna make a generalization about the fatalities because, like I said, these were cherry picked. Because I promise you, there's gonna be some of them where you're gonna be like, this was kind of lame.
Yes and no. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely some lame ones in there. There has to be. Every year there's one of them, right? But my thing is, there's also ones that are fucking just the gnarliest shit, and that we haven't seen yet. Like what I think of the T-Bone from MK9, where fucking noob rips you from end to end.
That's so good.
You didn't see that shit in the trailer. I tell you that much. Cassie Cage's fucking selfie fatality, the most vicious / funny fatality I've ever seen in any Mortal Kombat game. We didn't see that in a trailer. So it's exciting. Now, I told you this too. Last game had the theme was intestine ripping.
Yeah,
There was a
I'd
lot
say
of that.
majority of that.
There was a lot of that, and this year seems face severing. Seems
Yeah,
to be
there's a lot of face lopping off.
Yeah.
Which is kind of new to the Mortal Kombat series.
I don't understand. Like,
It's not chopping the skull per se. It's like almost like Ed Gein, like cutting the face.
yeah,
But it's really symmetrical in like a perfect circle, so it's weird. I'm kind of used to it because I main Kenshi, and my whole thing is
yeah,
like the
face severing.
yeah, and
Ham slicer.
but
yeah.
like now seeing it where like it's almost like just literally just the skin, just like a flat piece of paper with your face on it. It's like weird.
You know who shit got me? Baraka's when he fucking literally ripped the face skin off of the fucking Scorpion model. That shit was like, and then he fucking stabs it, and oh god.
Yeah.
So there's some violent shit in there, and from based on the other trailers that we saw, like the other stuff that we saw, I like that Scorpion going through the portal, ripping you with a fucking hot.
Yeah, that was very cool.
There's a lot of good stuff. So I'm looking forward to the fatalities. I think they're going to be.
Yeah,
cool.
I think the fatalities are something. They always bring the heat.
Yeah.
And I'm not concerned because, like you said, you're always going to have an outlier, and you're always going to have kind of the garbage ones, like the Baraicho fatalities.
I was thinking of the Quan Chi next stretch.
Let's not talk about that.
But at the same time,
one of the many reasons I dislike Quan Chi.
But to be fair, he also has one of my favorite fatalities where he rips your fucking leg off and beats you over the head with it.
Yeah. Also,
classic.
Yeah,
It's
very,
fucking
very
vicious.
quality.
And my favorite
That was MK4, right?
Yeah. My favorite thing about 4 though is that if you just let the scream alone, he would do that for the end of eternity. He would just continue to beat the shit out of you with your leg, and you just kept on. You could watch it for hours if you really wanted to, but there's that. So we'll see. I mean, obviously the fatalities, they wow me, a lot of them, especially Scarlet with the fucking blood spike thing. That shit was
Gnarly.
fucking gnarly. I'm looking forward to
Super
it.
excited. I'm probably gonna pick her up first.
Yeah, you think so?
I think she's got enough zoning, and she's got the teleport. Oh, I totally forgot to mention the teleport.
Mhm.
Because there's no running and dashes are punishable. I think teleport's going to be even more of like a utility now.
I think Raiden's going to benefit huge from that.
Yeah, if they bring back Kenshi, and in his possessed form, he's going to be easily top 8. He was kind of floating around there in X, but very easily because of that utility. And I think teleporting is now going to be something that every player has to take into account for.
I agree, definitely. For show. All right, so what else? So
let's talk about kind of where my big concern is.
all right, let's go. Story.
So, okay. Before I get into the fucking story, gameplay wise, there was Boone didn't mention anything about this on the conference. There will be now I can't confirm this. This is from what I've seen. Obviously, costume pieces are changeable. The 3 pieces. I like how they kept it simple.
Yeah.
Right. Don't need anything crazy like
You don't
Mortal
need
Kombat
to-
Armageddon.
you don't
with
need to
each
change everything.
individual shoulder. And
Yeah, you don't need everything. Yeah.
that's fine. There's going to be 3 augmentation slots per outfit piece.
Okay.
And so here's where my issues start to come in. And you kind of said, well, in the ranked scene,
They don't
you
exist.
can't use the powers.
Yeah.
That's fine and dandy, but my kind of concern is coming from a casual player. If I pick this game up late, or if I leave this game alone for a few months and I come back to it, I'm going to be totally dropped. And it's not going to be necessarily because of this dude's more skilled than me, he has better combos or better footsies. It's going to be a lot of this damage is coming from the effects, and he's going to have like some bullshit stat bonuses and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I get it. It's not in the rank scene. Well, maybe I don't want to get sweaty all the time.
Uh-huh.
And
That's fair.
it's just this kind of mentality where if you even leave this alone for more than 4 hours a day, like you might just lose the race.
My question is, how is it earned? That's the question. If it's a loot box system, then we got problems.
Listen, it's Warner Brothers. You're definitely going to be able to buy this in one way or another.
Apparently, what the way kind of Injustice played out, and because it is, I think NetherRealm is probably one of the bigger companies.
Biggest.
Yeah, probably the biggest name that they got. Apparently, what was told is that Boone and the studio sat down and was like, we can't do that again. Because it was very off-putting in Injustice 2, the whole loot box thing. So, and now we're talking about a company that loves their game. It's basically the only thing that they do. The question is, how far does it go? If, like I said, if it's a loot box system, and then I agree with you. If it's earned through gameplay, I'm cool with that. If you can earn it over time, practice with a character enough, I'm cool with that.
If it's something like an earnable, like you finish a tower with, and you get gold on a tower with a certain character,
Yeah.
you'll knock it.
Cool.
That's fine. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if this is some bullshit that's like random packs,
Yeah.
not cool. Because you're
I
gonna
agree.
get some random dude that has like 3 hours of gameplay and get like like one of the rarest things that does like extra 15% damage or something like that, and then it's gonna be totally broken.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know how true that was, but I heard prior to the announcement of the game, or prior to the announcement of the game, that they were gonna do like a level up system within the character themselves, which with each characters themselves.
So you have a level per character.
Yeah, so like I don't know how if that's falling into
I'm
place.
okay with that. I think who did that? I think Soul Calibur did that.
Was it Soul Calibur?
And I really liked it on Soul Calibur because you unlocked more things for each character and then your custom character too. In regards to whoever you're playing.
Yeah, so
I think that works well with the apparatus and the gear.
Yeah, so if I'm cool with that because I guess they were fighting through the menus a little bit, and like if you beat the tower, the Scarlet and Time Tower or whatever the fuck, you unlock certain things. So like I'm cool with that. If that's the way that plays out.
It's gotta be earned, and it can't be dumb shit.
Yeah.
It can't be okay. You can have basic ones in the crypt kind of to get you started, but come on, bro, how long does it take for a whole crypt layout to come out? A week, tops. Like don't put crazy ones in the crypt. Don't. And then coming back to this, right? When you have people like the matchmaking setups has got to be a lot better in MK11 because in MKX. You got paired up with the dude, he's going to mollywop you. Like, I played against an Aaron Black that played exactly like Sonic Fox's. He had the exact same combos, and it was disgusting. I was like, this is like if it was Sonic Fox, I'm sorry, for calling you a knockoff. But
he doesn't play on
but he had the exact same strings, he had the exact same setups, caltrops, running and... if you get matched up against a guy like that and you're like low level and you got a lot of losses, that's bullshit.
I think that's the case with any fighting game, though.
The matchmaking's got to be better. You got to be match-made into...
Well, yeah, the matchmaking, yeah. That's
you got to be put into like a category like okay.
Killer Instinct does that.
Yeah, like here's the thing. If you have like a ranking system like Rainbow Six, you got to be within, like, let's just say we have the Rainbow Six to a T, right? You have Copper 4 all the way to... Platinum 2?
Diamond, I'm sorry.
Diamond? No, Platinum's higher than Diamond.
No, Diamond's higher.
No, it's not.
Diamond's the highest rank in the game.
Is it?
But there's one Diamond rank and it's the top.
No, you're thinking one Plat rank.
No.
Whatever.
4 Platinum ranks.
For this argument, let's just say it's Diamond.
Okay.
And so if you're like a Copper 4, you got to get matched with Copper 2s to Silver 2s. Or to Bronze 2s. I'm sorry.
You know who does a good job with that? Tekken. They have like a rank up system.
That's how it's got to work, man. Because there's no way like a Copper, Copper 2?
Yeah.
There's no way a Copper 2 is gonna even put a dent in like a Gold 4, or like a Gold 1, even worse.
Yeah.
The matchmaking has got to be on point with this game. It's got to be consistent and it's got to be fair. Yeah. Because what really discourages me is we were playing King of the Hill, me and my 3 buddies on MKX. I found a new love for that game. I really did.
Yeah, that's because it's cool. It's very cool to watch.
And so we were in a King of the Hill game, and it was this Aaron Black motherfucker, and nobody could get past him. He had like an 18 streak, and I was like, fuck it, let's start a new room. I'm not,
Yeah, I'm not fucking with this guy.
Because it's like, okay, I get it. You'll hold it for like 3 or 4, and then you'll get knocked down. Like, that's exciting. But if it's the same dude, and he's clearly put like 1,000 hours into this game.
I mean, yes and no, because that's a very arcadey mentality. The whole King of the Hill kind of game mode. It's meant to...
I understand it for games like that, but like if you're doing a 1v1, it can't be like that bullshit. You know?
I agree. Or
even like a 3v3, you gotta get put in with like guys that are around your level.
I agree. No, I definitely agree with that. I stopped playing ranked online because I started to come across an MKX. Started to come across Jackies that would just
the infinite combo.
Yeah, the spam, the fucking thing. So that's why I stopped playing that. But hopefully, if there's a way around it, I'm gonna. Because like even with the Justice, like once I started running into fucking Red Hoods that started doing the same thing, it's just like I hate that. Yeah. And I'm taking losses because this guy's a pleb.
This guy knows like 4 inputs.
Yeah, and then he knew how to get away.
It's a Vortex character.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Yeah,
that's not how Vortexes work, buddy.
Yeah. So also real quick, story. Let's get into that because we've been on for almost 40 minutes already. Oh man,
story is probably the biggest non-gameplay issue I have with this game.
Okay,
it is. Okay, so we have another time travel thing, which I think time travel is the universal cop-out now. Okay. Terminator time travel.
Fair enough.
The only there's a couple movies and series that did it well. X-Men did time travel very well. Mm-hmm. I think MK11.
You know who also did time travel well?
Back to the Future. Yeah, excellent. Well, that's that revolves around time travel. They didn't do it as a reset.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay. here's my big issue. Baraka's back. I don't have an issue with Baraka being back. I have an issue with them going and wiping every bold move that they made between 9 and 10. And this time travel thing is going to invalidate a lot of those things. Sindel's going to come back. Melina's going to come back. Baraka's already back. And the thing is that when a character dies in Mortal Kombat, like, it's kind of sort of not forever.
It's like a wrestler getting injured in storyline.
It's like Superman dying. He's dead for a couple episodes.
Yeah, I agree.
But the fact that we were kind of on a really good streak with 9 and 10, and we had a lot of big players out of the race. Baraka, for example. We had Cabal, Nightwolf.
Melina.
We kind of discussed that there might be another Melina floating about.
Yeah.
This whole time travel bullshit is going to kind of eradicate those moves, and it's going to wipe it clean, and it's going to make it feel not authentic. And that's my issue.
My question is not my concern, I should say. My concern is that I don't want, if we're going back in time, which is obvious we are, I don't want to rehash the same story.
I want to play MK1 through 3 again.
I don't, yeah. I am more interested in, if they're going backwards, the stories that they're telling going backwards. But here's the deal. Kronika, right? This is her whole thing.
Kronika, whatever it is.
Yeah, what the fuck her name is.
KH, because it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So, if she got beef with Raiden fucking with time, why are we sending everybody back through time to proceed to fuck with time? You know what I mean?
And here's another thing. Did you notice with there's two things I want to point out here. One of them was I was thinking it on the way here, and the other one my buddy pointed out last night because he's also an MK nerd. Shinnok has a body.
Mm-hmm.
What happened at the end of X?
You got a head cut off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck happened there? So in theory, we had to go back in time before Raiden cut his head off. So which is far enough so we're still in the X timeline. Mm-hmm. But it's not far enough to stop Raiden getting corrupted from the Jinsei, which is, I'm assuming, like a couple hours earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that logic?
Wait. Explain again.
Shinnok has a body. He's being tortured in the prologue for...
Fucking fantastic looking, by the way.
Yeah, great prologue, right? And that's when Kronika's like, I need to intervene. Okay, so he has a body.
Yep.
And then he loses it again, right? Because Raiden.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that to get to that point where he still has a body, time had to rewind to a point in the at the end of the MKX timeline before Raiden cut his head off, right? Mm-hmm. But also this event where they rewinded to is before Shinnok's head was cut off and given to Liu Kang Katana as a warning, but also after the event of Raiden getting corrupted by the Jinsei. So it's like, why not just go one event back? Like, I can't imagine that it was like more than a couple hours at that point. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Do you feel me?
I'm lost in the
Why
sauce.
not just prevent getting Raiden corrupted? Why not just do that?
Oh, from the storyline standpoint, you mean?
Yeah. Because we rewind to the time where Shinnok is still intact in one piece.
Maybe, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
That's one question. And then the second thing my buddy pointed out to me was in one of the intro monologues with Sub-Zero and I think it was Raiden. I want to say it was Raiden. Sub-Zero and Raiden. Raiden asked him, do you remember being possessed by Quan Chi? So this is OG Sub-Zero. This is Kuei Liang. This is Noob Saibot. Because the second one was never a Revenant.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. When was he a Revenant?
In the beginning of X. He was a Revenant.
Fuck. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Remember, he got detached from
the
cybernetic.
okay. Yeah. Well, it was like a fucking 2-minute scene.
Yeah.
All right, you got me there.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was a Revenant.
Okay, all right. So, never mind on that second point. Yeah. So,
but as far as from Kronika's standpoint, you don't understand why she didn't stop him from being corrupted in the Jinsei, is what you're trying to say.
And I get it because they wouldn't have a story. My biggest thing with this, and it's just invalidating every big event that's come before it. And you're right. I don't want to play through MK1 to through 3 again. I've done that 2 times up to this point.
I would be cool if it's taking place during the time period, but it's more behind the scenes shit.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the in-between events we didn't get to see between 9, between massive events and 10, like that 20-year time skip.
And this whole Civil War thing between... We need more of that.
Yeah, we need the Civil War. But Baraka's back. I get it. He's a fan favorite.
And God damn it, I'm going to say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do we need more of the Outworld Civil War storyline, we need fucking Raiko.
Yeah, we do.
What's going on with him? Granted, it's in the comic books. We know. If you read it, you know.
Oh, it's the same writer.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll see. And that's just kind of my thing, man. They're not being honest to the franchise. They're not standing by their decisions in the last 2 games. Because I promise you, like I said, it's rewind time.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be fun.
Like I said, it's really dependent on how they handle it. Like you said, I don't want to do 1 through 3 again. If it's more if what they're doing coincides with the stuff that's already happened, I'm cool with that. But I don't want to fucking fight Shao Kahn again. You know what I mean? I don't want to go through all that. If what we see is maybe the aftermath to that, or what's going on in the background, or what's going on down the street when fucking Shao Kahn's getting a hole punch through his chest, I'm cool with that. But it's really dependent on how that works.
You know, I always kind of joke around that the MK storyline is, oh, you're within 10 feet of me, we need to fight. That's satire, because that's what it boils down to. But there's always something going on in MK, and they've always been pretty solid with their storylines. Like MK3, bro, resurrect Sindel in Earthrealm so we can invade. That's clever.
Yeah,
that's a clever little plot device, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously the whole year within 10 feet of me continues, right? But it's now that they're just invalidating all the fucking things they did, and that's my issue, because I feel like
what is the major thing that you're afraid that they're going to invalidate as far as storyline?
Okay, so I had it's a couple of things in the storyline, right? And it was a bold move, killing off Cabal, Nightwolf. You know, I'm not going to throw Noob in that category because we have our speculations and stuff. I just feel like because of the events of this storyline, I'm sure it'll, you know, wrap up nicely. I just feel like this roster now is going to be fan favorites plus the new guys.
Well, that's basically what that's my problem. My main issue with it is that we didn't resurrect Baraka because it was story relevant. We resurrected him because the fans
missed him.
Fans wanted to see him. That's my main problem. Don't bring him back unless you have a reason, right?
And, you know, we kind of had, I want to say we had pretty solid roster speculations going into this game. But now that it's rewind time, none of that matters. Because they could, you know, pull whoever. Nightwolf, Cabal. I mean, we saw Cabal.
Yeah.
Cabal was in there. He's probably going to be playable. Kano is probably going to be in there. I wouldn't put it past them to put Quan Chi back in the game.
They love him, too, so I don't know. That's up in the air. I definitely agree with that. But my thing is, like I said, if they're going to bring a character back, there needs to be a reason. They can't be just because the fans wanted to see him. They need to find a story relevant reason to bring him back, other than the fact that
the only exception to that rule is if you bring it back in DLC. That's the only reason you could be like, well, fans wanted him.
It's not canon.
Toss it in.
It's not canon. Yeah, like Shao Kahn being alive, technically it's not canon because he's a pre-order DLC character. So
we don't know yet. You don't know what's going to happen at the end of the game.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. That's for sure. But
it's just upsetting. It's so upsetting because NetherRealm Studios doesn't beat around the bush, but now they have turned to slowly beating around the bush, and that's my concern.
How did you feel? I mean, like, I don't know, because we saw Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Cassie Cage in the little story bits that they had. How do you feel about the design? I didn't really like it. Not for Kung Lao, especially Kung Lao, because I don't like the fucking strap.
The strap's kind of a throwback. I think he had that before.
I mean, you're probably right. He did, but for me, I think it's impractical when you're throwing your hat constantly to have a strap around your neck.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I can tell you from a dude who wears a motorcycle helmet, those straps, they're meant to keep the thing on.
That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's a little nitpicky, and you can't really see his hair, which also kind of threw me off. But granted, you can't really see the Revenant version of it either. But yeah, so there's that whole thing where the Revenants are coming face to face with their past selves.
Here's my thing. I've mained Kung Lao in every game up until 9. I haven't mained him in X because they switched him up and they kind of.
You can say it.
Yeah.
They made him
harder.
Yeah.
And not even that, they made him mayonnaise. We talked about this before, mayonnaise. And they made. I think Kung Lao was boring. I think Liu Kang's getting there.
Yeah, I think Liu Kang's been there, dude. The most interesting thing they've done with Liu Kang is kill him
in Deadly Alliance.
Yeah, is kill him.
And then even the zombie thing was kind of cool because you didn't see it coming.
It was a little weird, yeah, but I didn't hate it. But like I said, the most interesting thing they've done with Liu Kang is kill him. Twice at this point now.
Overall, it was a solid reveal. I do have some like genuine concerns though, and I feel like I'm not being ridiculous here. I don't. Well, except maybe with the yellow bar thing, but that's just me. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna not buy the game.
There was that, and then you're like, I don't really like the character selection screen.
I don't. I like the full body thing.
You're so weird.
It'll work. It'll work, and I feel like that's it because it shows the character's face behind it. I like the full body shot in MKX. That's
cool. I didn't mind
that. And I get they got to switch it up. I don't like the diamond thing. It looks funky to me.
I like.
And where are they gonna put DLC? They'll ruin that diamond now.
Well, think about it. Fucking, what do they do with 9? They fucking like, all the DLC characters here, and then it slots off on its own little thing.
That's so stupid.
It was really bad. But
it's probably gonna be the same thing.
To be fair, I mean, I prefer it over the boring
rectangle,
the boring little rectangles where it's like them making like a default pose. You know what I mean? Because in X, they were just all just standing there like looking straight ahead. I'm like, that's weird for more.
Well, when you both selected them, they would do like a little interaction. And walk away. I like that. It was simple.
Yeah.
But it had a little flair to it.
Yeah.
whatever, man. Like I said,
Injustice, they punch each other in the face.
see, now that's cool. We
Yeah.
need something like that.
Well, my thing is like they kind of their version of that is them fighting during the stage selection screen. They have the models of the two characters fighting each other.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a little cool. But yeah, I do like the whole like.
So we're getting 17 stages, which is a refresher.
That's a lot.
From 9 to 10, we lost stages. I think in 10 we had what, 10,
12,
11,
12 probably,
including
the pit, which is DLC.
I love the pit.
Yeah, the pit's great. But what else? All right, so people were flying through the menus of these things, and I'm going to wrap this up because we've been on it for about 50 minutes now. There's some leaks or intentional leaks. They have Rain in one of the pictures in the whatchamacallit, the menus. They have Katana. It looks like as one of the pictures in the menu.
Safe bet.
A noob / smoke looking kind of character hanging
Just
out.
Give me noob. I don't need smoke.
On the customized screen.
Fledge noob out more.
You think so?
Yeah, Fledge's fighting style a lot more because he's always been kind of like a conglomerate of fighters.
The goopy.
I like the Armageddon. You could toss the invisible thing up, and then you could whip out the hammer. So it's just a floating hammer. I always thought that was fucking hilarious. He had this big sledgehammer. I thought that was hilarious.
Fair enough. So that was a little bit of a leak, and obviously Cassie Cage looks horrible as far as her design. Granted, that will change.
Talk about that.
It's a little early. They did it with Injustice, where like Supergirl looked fucking horrible, and then they changed her face and made it look like 30 times better. So I'm not really concerned about that because they will change it. Yeah,
it was a solid reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I think my concerns are not unique. I think it's something most of us kind of have in the back of our head, and I think they're valid to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the whole yellow and menu screen, I get that. That's me.
Yeah.
And okay, that's fine. That's not a legit concern. That's just kind of me being a nitpicker.
Yeah.
It was a good reveal, and I think there was a lot of hype, and I think there's a lot of things we wanted to see, and I'm excited to see the game. We get another kind of reveal in 2 weeks.
Combat Cast. Yep.
Combat Cast, and we'll see.
Yep.
You get beta access.
I do.
I at the moment do not because they do not allow it on PC. But I was thinking about pre-ordering it for PS4, playing the beta, canceling the pre-order, getting it for PC.
What is wrong with you?
We'll see. Like I said, I don't know yet.
You know the PC port's gonna be botched. You know that, right?
They're not outsourcing it this time.
They're doing it themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
So, and to be fair, they did turn around the PC port.
Well, yeah, like later in its life.
Yeah, I know. But, the netcode was really bad for online for all consoles for a bit there.
Then it fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it. Yeah. You got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Even though it may be overdue sometimes.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we'll see. I'm going to wait till my next payday, and I'm going to make a decision. And we'll see from there.
For fucking PS4. Your friends have it for PS4.
Actually, the majority of my friends have it for PC now.
Lame.
I might just get it for the Nintendo Switch, which was kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that's a little
How are they going to handle that? Because you need all 60 frames per second to do all your inputs successfully in your combos, man.
Especially when you're doing it like this. You're doing it like this.
Yeah, man, that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough. Gaming, you got any closing comments, concerns, questions for Mortal Kombat 11?
I'm excited.
Our wallets are in your hands, Ed Boon. Don't fuck it up.
Yep.
Do not fuck it up.
Saucy
okay,
Boon.
let's move on to... Actually, I'm going to cover these notes real quick because it's going to be quick and dirty.
Yes.
I've been... me and Madison, my girlfriend, have been plowing through Futurama, which is, I would say, my favorite animated cartoon.
Mm.
I love it. I love it to death. It's a very, it's very close to me,
Fair enough.
And so they have this, intergalactic cemetery. Right, and so how it works is that you get buried, they put you in the coffin, and they shoot you out into space. And I was like, that's kind of beautiful. But I was like, what if we did a little twist on it, right? What if you wanted to die, like you wanted to euthanize yourself, right? What if they put you in one of these caskets with a clear view, right? So it's like a window, and they shoot you out into space, and you get to see the stars and stuff, and you slowly lose oxygen until you die. Tell me that wouldn't be beautiful.
I mean, if you survive the whole thing going into the air thing.
Oh, yeah, obviously, if you survive that. But I'm just saying, wouldn't it be a cool way to go out?
I mean, yeah.
Just in the stars, watching it,
It's very Iron Man of you.
Yeah, just play the space EP in the background and call it a day.
Yeah.
Oof, that's rough, man. I don't want to think about that.
You brought it up, man. All right, moving on. With that, which is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I like tagalongs. I like Samoans. I like Thin Mints, too. But Thin Mints have that kind of prerequisite, their recommendation to be in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Those are top 3. I like Samoans probably the most out of those.
Yeah, because my cousin's daughter is a Girl Scout now, and I'm like, fuck, sweet, I found a dealer. And
I had a dealer at UPS because one of the guys there was his daughter was a Girl Scout. He'd be like, hey man, you want some Girl Scout cookies? I'm like, take my fucking 20. You get 4 boxes of them shits.
Yeah, exactly. So I got Samoa's coming, we got Thin Mints coming, and we got Tagalongs coming. So we're excited.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nail on the head on that one.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you something off the air in regards to the Girl Scouts. But because I don't want to give away too much of my own personal information. It's not anything bad.
It sounds pretty suspect. I'll tell you something about the Girl Scouts. I know a thing or two about the Girl Scouts, man. Anyway, all right.
Crack cocaine in them cookies.
That's all. That's all
you want to talk movies or music?
We can do some movies real quick. All right.
So Netflix announced at Las Vegas at CES that they have this software in the works that's going to crack down on password sharing. So they're going to lose like 2/3 of their user base. That's kind of all I wanted to say about it.
Hey, well, there goes their Netflix ratings, I guess. I don't know how they determine like how
that's been broken ever since they moved it to the % liked or the.
That's true.
It fits you because the whole Amy Schumer thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're working on something like that. I don't know if they're going to unveil it because then they're going to notice that a lot of their Netflix originals, they're like, why does this only have 120,000 views? The Bird Box had like millions.
Yeah.
Listen here, buddy. All those views are off like 8 computers, 8 accounts.
Facts.
So you watched Solo last week.
I did.
Talk to me about Mr. Han.
I don't understand why everybody bashed that movie as badly as they did.
No. You misunderstand the dilemma here. They didn't bash the movie. They bashed the practice, and they bashed this kind of mentality. Because Star Wars was in a very bad spot. The movie is solid. The movie is actually really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
And I would say, do you like it better than Rogue One?
It's just under. I liked it better than Last Jedi. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
that's
not
it.
That's not a fight.
That's a layup. Yeah. I think it's just under Rogue One.
Like I said, Rogue One had that really good payoff. That really satisfying payoff.
Yeah.
Solo was a good movie. Like I said, I don't think it got flack because it was a bad movie. I think it got flack because it came out at the wrong time. Star Wars and Disney were under a lot of heat, man. Because Last Jedi was garbage, and then what was it? 5 months later, it was like Solo, and people were like, "Fuck you,
off, yeah,
fuck you."
Yeah, because that was us for a little bit. We both kind of collectively said, "Fuck off with that," you know. But I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. It's a heist movie in space in the Star Wars universe. I enjoyed that.
The acting was good. The direction was solid. And it had a lot of really good like shots in it. I'm a sucker for set pieces.
Yes.
And, like, cinematography, man. I'm a sucker for that.
Well, his whole planet of Corellia, man, that shit looked fucking A1. They did a great job with that.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. So again, I think everybody should, if you haven't watched it yet and you're kind of rebelling. It's on
Netflix.
Yeah, rebelling against the whole Last Jedi thing, which I still haven't watched the second time.
I haven't either, and that's sad.
At all.
I gave Force Awakens at least 3 watches.
Yeah.
Probably up until now, but Last Jedi not even 1.
Since
after we're getting a new one this year.
Oh fuck, we are, aren't we?
Yeah. So look at how our mentality has changed in the past 2 years. To the point where we're getting a new Star Wars. Let's start speculating.
Yeah.
To where, oh fuck, it's this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little worried. That's main story, right? That's 9. 9's coming out this year. Wow.
So Solo, give it a watch. It's on Netflix for sure, and it's on Redbox. I want to say.
Definitely enjoyed it.
Also, if you're at Redbox, pick up in 90s, man.
I still got to do that.
So fucking good.
While you're on Netflix, fucking watch a goddamn Quiet Place. That fucking movie was so
you
good.
Want to talk about Quiet Place?
Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick.
Holy you got a shitload of movie stuff on here.
Yeah, right. I know. It's fucking amazing. It was really fucking good. It was.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
The OG Alien.
A little bit of that.
Because you I don't think you get a full shot of the thing till the end. You only get snippets, right?
Yeah, a lot of the background. It reminded you a little bit of Cloverfield in that regard too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Monster was super interesting. Mm-hmm. John Krasinski, excellent actor. He directed it as well.
Yeah.
And I think he
co-wrote it. Yeah. He did a great job, man.
Yeah, really solid horror film.
It's the suspense of the
monster. You could cut it with a fucking knife.
No joke, bro. That was the first thing I did. I'm like, after I saw it, me and Adriana were sitting at the edge of our seats, and the movie was over. Ended fucking fantastically too.
Yeah,
I love that end.
Fuck that fade to black shit. We're just gonna cut it right here.
Yeah, because they were like, holy fuck, we got it, we found it. And also the beauty's in the details, because in his notes he said there's 3 that we know, right, or that are in the area. They killed one. And then who do we see? We see 2 other ones coming. And I'm like, those are the 3. They get rid of those, they'll be straight for a little bit. So that was kind of cool.
I think it's a really good movie to observe how, like you said, the beauty is in the details, because it doesn't take much effort to do a quote unquote horror film. Mm-hmm. Toss in some blood, toss in some guts, toss in some pop up scares. Mm-hmm. You know, you and I can do that in a fucking hour. You know. I think the beauty of a lot of the beauty that comes from how they adapted to the no sound thing. Like they walk around barefoot.
Yeah.
Everybody knows sign language.
Yeah.
And it's just shit that you would normally overlook.
Mm-hmm.
But because the monster is such a specific trigger, you kind of got to write around it. And I think it was really cool seeing that.
That opening thing, with the kid, that
Brutal.
shit was fucked up.
Brutal.
And like the shit, he did a great job, Krasinski, of his facial expressions when like shit started to get real. When he heard the noise, like his face was fucking on point. And then when he put the kid down, he was just like, he was running as fast as he could. And next thing you know, the little boy gets snatched away and shit. That was fucked up. And I don't know if I'm just not paying attention or if I don't know. But it took me a minute to realize that little girl was deaf.
Yeah, because it's not a giveaway.
Yeah, it's not obvious. And like in your head, you're like, well, how do they know sign language so well? That's why. And that's why they survived, is because of her. Because they knew sign language already, kind of.
Solid film. Check it out.
Great movie. The ending was phenomenal. One of the best openings, one of the best closings to any horror movie ever seen.
It was a breath of fresh air because, like I said, we get this kind of. We talked about metalcore filters. I think we have like this horror filter up too, where it's like generic haunted house, generic warehouse, generic spooky bad guys in masks. And this was a breath of fresh air, man. It was a quality monster movie, and I think it's safe to say it'll go down as one of the better monster movies.
Yeah, they did a great job. They should be proud of what they did, because I think you said it when you originally watched it. You were in a room dead quiet. You didn't say shit. I didn't say shit. I tried my best to not like make a noise because I felt like I was invested in the world. That's a fucking sound.
Yeah, man. If a movie draws you in and you're in there with them, that's good.
That's what they did. They should be proud. Excellent job, guys. So
kind of a late movie review. Let's talk about the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So he's back. Is this before?
I guess it's after.
Cool.
Mysterio looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
I like the home theme, how they're sticking with that. And
it was interesting. It looks good.
Solid.
It looks good.
I think that's all that we need to say about this trailer, actually.
It looks good.
So John Wick.
Oh my god.
What's up with John Wick? They dropped the Chapter 3 trailer.
New trailer. It is fucking phenomenal, and I love the line in the movie where he was like, "Oh, I guess there's a $14 million bounty on his head, and he's incommunicado." And they're like, "Well, it's him gets the whole world." That's a fair fight. That's what somebody said.
Quality.
And such a badass, and it looks so good. And man, these things, I don't know what it is about them, but they fucking just speak to all the beautiful things that I love about movies. And John Wick does it every time. So if you're a fan of the John Wick films, the first couple, I have a feeling you're going to like this fucking shit that this new trailer has to say.
Why is Gangs of New York on here?
Because I watched it last night for
the first time?
The first time since I originally saw it.
Which was in 2002?
Yeah, like way back in the day when it was released on DVD.
Tell me how beautiful that movie is.
It's a great movie. Okay, let me say. It's a good movie. It falls just short of being great.
The ending,
the runtime, it's really long. I know it's a Scorsese thing, and that's what he does. He likes long movies.
He gives his movie time to breathe and develop.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you there on the end. Watching the city burn was nice. I don't want to say it was the most satisfying payoff ever, though.
I agree,
because you don't get real closure to a lot of these characters,
at all. No.
Oh, what's her face? That was the whore.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, and Leo. Like, you don't get real closure.
Yeah.
The only character you get closure on is Daniel Day-Lewis, which, by the way, stole the fucking
show. He was great
in that movie.
He was great. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I said this to Adriana. Granted, I know that this movie came after the fact, but the whole Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio story arc reminds me a lot of Mean Girls, where it's like I hate Regina George, but I really want her to like me at the same time. It was kind of that whole thing. I don't know why he made that comparison, but me and Adriana had a good laugh over it last night.
That's pretty funny.
So, but yeah, we're like, oh man, because I didn't realize how long it was, because it's been a while, like I said. So we started watching at 11 o'clock last night.
And it was like 2:30 by the time.
Yeah, we went to sleep. I'm like, oh my, and by the time that Leo had made his assassination attempt and it didn't work, Adriana's like, okay, so we got to be coming up around the last like 20 minutes or something,
right?
Still
got like an hour.
There's like 45 minutes left. We're like, fuck.
Solid film.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it.
Did you watch the censored or uncensored version? How was the snow fight in the beginning?
The snow fight was violent, bro.
It was covered in blood?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, because I know there's a couple of versions of that film out there that are censored and toned down heavily on the blood.
Well, because of the whole 9/11 thing. Because it came out like
right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, copy that. Definitely watch the uncensored version. Solid film.
Yeah.
I actually have one more spot on my Scorsese tribute wall in my little dungeon. And I have, obviously, Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street. And there's one more spot for a massive 27 by 40 inch poster. And I have yet to decide what to put there. So I'm going to wait for The Irishman to come out. I'm going to make my choice.
Have you seen Raging Bull?
Yes, Raging Bull is excellent.
And then make the cut?
I'm still kind of waiting.
Oh, we're waiting, huh?
Those two that are up there right now are heavy outliers that I really love.
Wait, whoa. What about The Departed?
I know. That's in the contending right now. And like I said, it's very hard.
Whoa.
I know. Okay. So, what's up next? We got Rated Tarintino.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I'm sorry. Let me pull up this list. So, he doesn't have that many films, so thank God, because if we were doing like a...
He's got,
like what?
Technically 9.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Technically 8.
But there's 9, yeah. Let me go pull up this list real quick. And we could just rate them, how we feel. From top...
Sure, I got my bottom one ready.
Jackie Brown?
Jackie Brown.
They're not even a bad movie either.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I just don't feel any need to rewatch it, which is very rare for Tarantino.
This is indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and... Oh, well...
So is your bottom Jackie Brown as well?
Yeah, that was pretty obvious, I thought. But that's kind of not...
So my next one, if we're going bottom up, is probably the Grindhouse films. They're good.
Yeah.
Kind of a departure, but solid films overall.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
But now we're kind of getting into the territory where I enjoy everything.
Yeah.
So you go first, because I'm going to say something fucking controversial.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let me do...
Yeah, it's rough here, man.
Let me do... Fuck. Kill Bill 2.
Me too, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Actually, is it Kill Bill 2? Yeah, it's Kill Bill 2.
Yeah. Because I like one a little
I
bit
still
better.
really like the Superman speech, though. That's a really good speech.
Oh, definitely.
And then Kill Bill 1 for me.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a good place.
Okay. And then I'm going to slap Pulp Fiction. So Pulp Fiction is... Hang on. So Jackie Brown, Grindhouse, Kill Bill 2, Kill Bill 1. It's 5th from the bottom. What's your 5th from the bottom?
I love this movie.
Is it Django?
It is. How'd you know that?
Because I got beef with Django as well.
Do you?
I got heavy beef.
Is
Django is my next one.
Django's your next one? What's
Yeah.
your heavy beef with Django? We can get into that later. We don't have time for that conversation. Let's get into that next week.
Sure.
Yeah. Django would probably be the next one.
And like I said, this is territory where we thoroughly enjoy these movies.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think Pulp Fiction's all that great. And I have heavy beef with Django.
Okay.
I think people like Pulp Fiction for no other good reason that it's Pulp Fiction. And I think a lot of the mass appeal is that. I understand liking Pulp Fiction for a lot of the nuances and the storytelling, but I feel like Pulp Fiction is in that mass market now where people are like, yeah, bro, I like Pulp Fiction. Why? Or because it's Tarantino. Well, he has 7 other movies. I'm sorry. I'm getting into it. Right?
Yeah.
So we're at top 4 now?
Yeah.
Top 4. So number 4. What is your number 4?
Dude, this is so fucking hard.
Yeah, it's rough, man, ain't it?
Looking at this shit. Pulp Fiction probably then. No. You're going to be upset about this, but Reservoir Dogs is 4 to me. Yeah.
Oh, actually, let me rearrange my list. Reservoir Dogs is going right below Pulp Fiction, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't like it that much. Good film.
Yeah.
Really good film. Great use of soundtrack. I just think it's rather boring and slow paced for a Tarantino film.
Okay, that's fair.
So
Reservoir Dogs.
I totally forgot about Reservoir Dogs. That's how much.
Yeah.
So actually, that bumps
Pulp Fiction up to top half?
top 4.
Top 4.
Or does that bump Django? No, that bumps Pulp Fiction to 4.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, maybe people won't crucify me now.
Maybe I won't die so violently. So Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and now the last 2. These are kind of hard.
Oh wow, this movie made it up this far. Okay.
Which one are you thinking?
Well, Hateful Eight is 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I didn't think you loved it that much.
I loved it.
I did too, man. So, is Inglourious your number 1?
It's so hard. Yeah.
It's a really good film. Inglourious is my 2.
Okay.
And just because there was something about Hateful Eight that we both really enjoy, and I always say it's a big game of bullshit, and he saves all the buckets of blood for the very end, and fuck, man, that payoff is so good. And I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I love Inglourious Basterds, and that payoff is great too, where they carved the Nazi fucking thing into him. But Hateful Eight is my number 1, and Inglourious is my number 2.
Oh, I mean, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, man, it's rough.
That was hard. That was one of the harder ones, I think.
I think Hateful Eight is underappreciated. I think people are intimidated by the runtime because it's 3 hours 20 minutes.
It doesn't feel like it though.
Yeah, I think people are very intimidated by that, and I think people don't. You know, it's funny because I said Reservoir Dogs is a slow burn. This is a slower burn, and I feel like people don't have the patience for this.
I think the high was higher. That's why. And the Hateful Eight.
I think so as well. And compared to Inglourious Basterds, where the action starts right away, and the first 10 minutes you get tension right off the block. Whereas in Hateful Eight you get a carriage ride, a very good carriage ride at that. But Yeah, man. I just think it's kind of the underdog in the Tarantino films that people don't really give it a try.
So we were reversed then. You like?
Yeah, you said, and solid.
Yeah, Glorious Bastards. Just because what's his name? Christoph Waltz was so goddamn good in it.
Fuck, man, so good.
Yeah, so hard to pass up.
So good.
So that was my rank it, whatever the fuck his name is, this game for this week.
Very cool. I don't have anything to rewrite this. I'm going to save something for something I want to rant about.
All right.
And all right, let's get into music. So I have an album to review this week, and we actually missed an album to review. The Fever 332 album came out.
Did it drop?
On Friday, yeah. Supposedly. I thought it was next week, but I guess it's this week.
Is it?
Maybe they didn't want to conflict with... Anyway, so let's get into WristMeetRazor.
Like they're concerned about them. Go ahead.
Oh, man. So I actually got this album 2 days early because I pre-ordered it on vinyl, and Prosthetic Records is actually right out of Columbus, Ohio, so they're nice and close to us.
All right.
Okay. Where do I want to start with this album? So my first impressions, right? I don't normally like gravitate towards the vocal fry like that, style of screaming. There's something about this band that does it well, and it's not just the vocals. It's something special that how everything interacts with each other. The vocals, the fucking instrumentals, and the atmospheres of the songs. They all just kind of come together and almost like reinvent the style. Like I said, it's very MySpace core, and I think it takes all the best elements out of that MySpace era of music.
Yeah.
I think because now MySpace core is almost at a point to where it's retro, I think it makes it viable in today's scene because we talk a lot about generic metalcore. We talk a lot about the of Mice and Men and Wage War formula. That's very formulaic, right?
Whoa, hold on. Hold on.
All right, the Wage War formula.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
And how it's very formulaic and it works.
I like you knew which one I had beef with when you said that.
I know. But I think because they kind of bring back this old school goody high school feel that it's very viable in today's scene. Sure, maybe 10 years ago most bands were doing something similar, but there's something about it's because WristMeetRazor chose this style in a day and age where hundreds of bands are doing generic metalcore. And that's why I appreciate it. The opening track, man, fuck does that grab you by the fucking horns. So it's like, how did I describe this? I have this written down, actually. So the opening track is like being woken up by a train horn that's 6 feet away from you. It's just in your face, and the drums come in, and just full-blown, like, Johnny Knoxville dropkick and slow-mo 4K.
I'm Johnny Knoxville.
And this is WristMeetRazor. Bow! I'm very confident that this album will at least make my top 5. I'm very confident. I really enjoy this thing.
Okay.
And we have heavy contenders this year from Every Time I Die, Divorce Proud, and a whole bunch of other bands, right? My biggest complaint and my biggest issue with this album, if you can call it that, is that it's 20 minutes long.
That's the problem. That was my big issue.
Space EP is 6 songs. This album, quote unquote, is 9 songs. Space EP is 19 minutes. This is 20.
Yeah.
This is my biggest issue. And don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the quick and dirty, like, violent songs that come in for like a minute or two.
You can't have an album full of them. You can't.
No, not even that. You can't have 9 songs, one of which is an instrumental interlude, and the other 8 are the songs like this. You need to either, one, get more songs on that, or increase the length of some of these, which I'm kind of opposed to that one. Maybe put some more short, violent ones on there. At least 2 more songs. This is short, and this feels like an EP, a very well-baked and a very well done EP, but a half-baked album. And that's my biggest complaint, is that 9 songs is even short for an album. Fit for a King did 10 on Dark Skies last year, and I said that was short.
That's short, yeah.
And that was like a 35, 40-minute album.
11 is the acceptable number for an album for me, I think. Anything past, I think is anything past 13 is like that's.
I think it depends, man.
Yeah.
Under Oath can very easily do a 10-song album because they like to do their 5-6 minute songs.
That's true.
But for a band that does like emo violence, as some people like to describe it, and you go in, go out with your 2-minute songs, like I said, I love it because it's quick and dirty. But dude, a 19-minute album, But I don't want to focus on the negative because this is my first album review of the year. Out of 10, solid like 7.5 to 8, depending on how you're feeling that day. And I love it because on my drive to work every morning, I'll like flip on a song. And it's like in line for Halos, and I'm like, bro, that's fucking speed right now. We're getting to work early. I love it. If you haven't checked them out, this is first debut, the first major release. Check it out. Did you listen to it by any chance?
I listened to most of it. They sound to me. I understand your enthusiasm, but coming from me, who was there for a lot of that stuff, they sound like the best band from the kid who goes to your high school. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
No. I mean, there's definitely a space for that. But like, you're like buddy, you're like, oh man, your buddy who was in a band that's surprisingly good. That's this band.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset over that.
Yeah. I wasn't blown away by anything. I thought it was fun, but I wasn't blown away by anything.
Good copy.
But
does it smack though?
it does smack. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think there's space for that type of stuff. Now I think if Die Artist Murder comes out with something that's like this year, which I think they are, I will convince.
You think those two could tour together? You think they're like close
definitely
enough?
Yeah, they're definitely in the ballpark. But I'm saying if Die Artist Murder comes out with anything, they're going to be my designated deathcore album of the year because for the most part they always are.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't per se call this like super heavy deathcore, but it's in the vein.
It's in the neighborhood.
It's close enough.
It's in the neighborhood.
And I'm gonna put some stock into this band because they are still kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around. I think their first EP was 2017, so 2 years. Debut album, I liked it. I'm gonna hang around for a bit, and I'm gonna expect good things coming from you guys. So thank you, WristMeetRazor. That was my first album review. I'm gonna keep track of all my albums reviews. This
Yeah,
week
me too. I'm already working on it.
Very cool.
Like there was ones that I already listened to that I'm like I don't want to comment on. Like Born of Osiris' The Simulation is very blah, dull.
It's gonna be caught in that filter, buddy.
Yep.
And I think some of the songs just push through it, but it's not enough to at least for me to warrant like a full blown. Let's break this down.
I feel like,
and it's funny because that album is pretty much let's break this down.
It's funny because, like you said, like I feel like unless it's a band like an anticipated like release, if it falls below like a grade of a C or if it's at a C, I don't feel the need to talk about it. But like unless it's like an album that we hyped that ended up being a C, then I feel like I have to talk about it. You know what I mean? But
Born of Osiris and Chelsea Grin are playing a show at the House of Blues on March 12th, I want to say. So I'm kind of curious to see. And Born of Osiris is headlining too. And I think we mentioned it. I think it should be flip-flop. Chelsea should be headlining because they're bigger than they've ever been. I think honestly, they've always been bigger than Born of Osiris. I know you probably. Think so?
Yeah, I don't know if you agree with that.
Like I said, I followed Chelsea Grin since their inception. Mm-hmm. So they weren't like super massive.
They were pretty big. I think you underestimate how big they were.
Maybe because maybe I wasn't going to those deathcore shows 10 years ago. But
well, I was. All right, so real quick now. Let me talk about something. This next thing, Eradicate Me, Compassion. All right.
So is this by the Leftover dudes? The thing you sent me the other day?
Yes.
Yeah. I listened to it. Go ahead. Speak, child.
This album came out on December 18th. Had I heard it at December 18th, it would have been my second best album of the year.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't listen to the full album. I listened to that single you sent.
Dude, it's really good.
I will listen to the album.
It's very good. These guys are a small little band out of Russia. Small, tiny.
Out of Russia, huh? Deathcore out of Russia.
Yeah, small. Well, it's more like hardcore-y, metalcore-y kind of. But Jesus, it impressed me. Because like again, it comes up with my new thing. I don't know where iTunes finds this music for me and why I'm listening to bands from Russia suddenly. But I'm like, that was cool. The Leftover song was the one that was on the playlist. I'm like, okay, let me take a look. And this was last night. And I'm like, I was jamming. I'm like, it's very comparable to Silent Planet. Silent Planet's better because I think the musicianship's slightly better. I think vocally it's better in most ways.
I'll give it a listen. Like I said, I only listen to Leftovers.
Like I said, but luckily we don't get the mulligan on albums of the year.
Yeah,
once it's set in stone, once it's on the pod, that's it. It's over with.
And as long as it doesn't really tussle your number one.
Yeah.
I think that's what matters the most.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how big the metalcore scene is over in Europe.
No, I know.
There's a venue in like southern Poland where it's actually not too far from where my parents grew up, but they like the Architects come over there, Straight from the Path came over there, like all these big fucking metal bands come over there. I was like, damn, I didn't know this shit was so big in Poland.
Shit, half these bands are going there more often than they come to Chicago at this point.
Speaking about going to Europe instead of coming to Chicago, let's talk some Architects.
Yes.
So they're doing a Holy Hell tour.
Yep.
Well, they've been, but they're doing the USA leg now.
Mm-hmm.
And we could call it that because it's a USA leg.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing at the Concord. Good, grimy venue.
Yes, but most importantly, secondly, they're playing with Die Artist Murder, which that shit's going to be fucking crazy.
Grimy.
And While She Sleeps, who is also a nice little...
Yeah, they're quality.
Yeah.
You going to go?
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's the plan.
I like Concord. I seen Less Than Jake there. I think that was the most recent show there. And it was a Wednesday night. And they're like, fuck everybody who has work tomorrow morning. And Maddie was like, I have work tomorrow. And they played till like 2 a.m., man. They didn't give a fuck.
Hey, man. Good for them.
Good for them. I like the Concord, solid venue. I might just scoop tickets for that. and should be fun, man. Architects always bring the heat, and I know we kind of we talked about their album last year, but you should definitely go check it out because they're quality live, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
And Die Hard is Murder. I have yet to see them live. Have you?
I saw them live like once a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
Very long time ago.
Before they were massive like they are now.
They
Very
were
cool.
like opening for like one of those. Was it like a
like a festival or something?
What's the name of that fucking?
Open air?
No. I never went to an open air. Still haven't gone. There was like a fucking deathcore or like a deathcore like Warped Tour that would go around every year. What was it fucking called? What was it called?
I guess we'll find out on next week's
Fuck,
episode.
I forgot what it's called, but it would happen like every year, and they would have like fucking Dying Fetus and fucking
Yeah, Dying Fetus.
Yeah.
Band that's been overstaying their welcome.
Black Dahlia Murder and all that shit would play. They would play, and it would always be like this extreme Summer Slaughter. That's what it was fucking.
Yes.
That's what it was fucking called. Like Whitechapels and shit of the world will play it and stuff like that.
Cool. Talk to me about some Chaos and Carnage.
Oh, so speaking of the same vein, hold on, let me pull up this thing on Bob real quick, because it's in the same kind of vein. As a matter of fact, thank you for bringing that up. In the same kind of vein of the Summer Slaughter tour. Well, let me pull it up. I'm sorry, I didn't have this prepared. Okay, Carnage. Here we are. I'm sorry. Come on, man. Okay, so on this tour we have Whitechapel headlining, Dying Fetus. I can't read that. I'm not gonna lie. Spite's another band I've been digging recently, and a bunch of other kind of crazy heavy ass fucking bands. And like I said, this is kind of seems like it's taking the place of whatchamacallit?
Summer Slaughter.
Summer Slaughter, and I'm good. I'm glad. I don't know if I'm gonna go, but it seems fun.
Good copy. I'm glad that deathcore is slowly making its way back into your heart.
It's always been in my heart.
It's always been there. It's just been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Last year, at least, it has.
I mean, like, cause my favorite band of the genre, Die Hard is Murder, they're not doing that. They didn't do anything
They've been
last year.
quiet. All right, so we're gonna do the 10-song set list today, unless Jake fucked up.
No, I got it.
Okay, you got your 10-song set list. So
Yeah.
this is for YellowCard. This is a little game we like to play called 10-song set list.
Yep.
As you can tell by the name. You want to go first, or should I go first?
You can go first.
Where the fuck did it go? I'm like,
Oh man.
here it is. 10-song set list for YellowCard. So we're gonna do a 3 flights intro into lights and sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a banger of an opening track.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Life of Leaving Home.
Mm-hmm.
3, Way Away. 4, AWOL. 5 Miles Apart. 6, Rough Landing Holly. 7, A Vicious Kind. 8, everybody's favorite, Ocean Avenue. 9, Life of a Salesman, because it's super fast paced, love it. And then 10, we're gonna close with Breathing.
Okay. I'm opening up with Ocean Avenue.
Ooh, okay.
Lights
Coming
and,
out swinging.
Yeah. Lights and Sounds. Light Up the Sky. For Your Denial. Rough Landing Holly. Hang You Up. 6. Telescope. I'm just make sure I got the right
Yeah,
one.
there you go.
Telescope. Words, Hands, Hearts. Always Summer, and Only One.
Very cool. Only one's a banger too.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put a Rough Landing Holly on the set list because I was like already kind of heavy on that album.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Man, but like,
they got so many good
they got
shit.
so much good stuff, man.
Yeah, they got some quality stuff.
YellowCard, they fall in my category of I like you guys.
Good
You're
stuff,
my
man.
favorite.
So looking at these notes, I think this might be certified bangers. I got one banger. You got a banger?
Let me pull it up real quick. I'm sorry.
I got one banger this week because I spent most of my time focusing on this album review. So this is it's kind of funny. The title track, the song track is Song of Guillotines by a band called Guillotines. It's grimy, dirty, and you should check it out.
Copy that. I got Haunt Me by While She Sleeps for
Very
my
cool.
certified picking of the week. I enjoyed it. So the last album was hit or miss, but
You spoke recently about Foxblood. They dropped something new?
they had a song called Carry Me, I thought.
A single or something?
Yeah,
that came out?
single. Yeah. I described them to Gabe as this. They are Bring Me the Horizon music with like what was the era that I said? I forgot. The fucking On My Cement album that nobody liked. The one after the really, really good one. Fuck the Force Within, something like that. That style of vocals with Bring Me the Horizon music from good like.
You know, it's funny. I thought you didn't like them when I brought them up the first time.
They're okay. I was off-putted by the vocals because it did sound a lot like it, but musically they're really good.
Very cool. I'm glad a lot of these bands are starting to come out of the woodwork and people are starting to take notice. So, as we like to wrap up the music thing, any bands that we've mentioned, you should definitely check out if you haven't already, unless we explicitly say
So
don't.
not to? Yeah.
And I think that's 102.
Yeah, that would be episode 102. Thank you guys for joining us for the Second City Kids podcast. You can go ahead and like us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean,
Stitcher Radio,
TuneIn Radio, all that good stuff. You can also get active with us on Twitter. Real quick, let me check the poll that I put out.
So the poll you put up last week are chicken nuggets, fried chicken.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and check out the results of that. I still have a couple days left on this, so obviously it could sway a little bit. So let's go see how many votes we got. 63% say yes, 37% say no.
How many votes?
3? Don't worry about it.
3 votes?
No, 8. It's actually not too bad, but it is,
for our standards.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but it is what it is. So yeah.
Maybe they are indeed Fred.
I guess 63% of people agree with us. What's the math on that? That's probably what
6-2.
A 6-2 split, yeah, something like that, maybe 5-3 split. No, definitely 6-2. But other than that, man, that's the Second City Kids podcast. I'm gonna try to do more fun polls like that and get involved and have fun on Twitter. But until then, we will see you here back next week for 103 because that's Gabe's thing. But until then, I guess this is.
We got some bad topics next week.
Do we?
The Bring Me the Horizon album. Join us for 103, where we complain how Bring Me the Horizon is no longer a dirty deathcore band.
I'm getting my toilet paper ready for this. All right. But until then, we'll see you guys next week. Longest episode of all time. Not really, but deuces.